Hi, I'm Oliver. I'm the Farm.One head bartender, and I'm going to be infusing gin with summer savory and then making a Negroni out of it. Now, summer savory is an alpine herb. It's very similar to rosemary or thyme, and chefs absolutely love it. It's a fabulous herb. But usually when you get it, it's a much older plant, so it has that sort of like woody stem that you don't get from the product that we have here at Farm.One. And for this application, it's absolutely perfect. It makes a great infusion. The infusion process is really not complicated at all. You're just going to be taking the 12-ounce ball jar with the ½ ounce of summer savory inside and adding your favorite gin. This is the botanist. So if you fill it up to the bottom screw line right here, that'll be about 12 ounces, which for this recipe will net you about 12 cocktails. And I'm just shaking it to make sure that everything's totally saturated. And then I want to leave it for about 24 to 48 hours, but really you could leave it longer to no ill effect. Here's some that we made earlier. Now, a Negroni is a stirred cocktail made traditionally with Campari, gin, and sweet vermouth. I see no reason for us to be traditional here, so you don't have to use Campari if you don't want to. There are some really great local alternatives that you can use, as well as local gins. You can get a fabulous aperitivo from Forte Spirits, as well as one from the guys behind Green Hook Ginsmiths and St. Agressus Amaro. They all make a bitter red aperitivo that will be great in this application. I'm using bottled sweet vermouth, but if you wanted to use it properly, you would order our sweet vermouth herb mix and you'd follow my video to make your own sweet vermouth at home. Now, the recipe is very, very simple. Again, it's just 1 ounces of each. I'm using a Japanese style two-sided jigger, and I'm just going to be using the 1 ounce side. You could use a shot glass at home. It really doesn't matter. For these sort of long mixing spoons that you get in most sort of like bartenders tool kits. Oftentimes I find that the spoon side can actually be a bit unwieldy when you're trying to mix it, so just turn it the other way around and you'll actually find that it'll be easier. You're going to be using your middle and your ring finger to stabilize the spoon, and then your thumb and index finger will be to keep it spinning if it ever gets stuck. So let's dive right in. We've got 1 ounce of our sweet vermouth, 1 ounce of our gin, 1 ounce of our aperitivo, and then fill with enough ice, not all the way to the top, especially with a big mixing glass that we have from here, but just enough so you don't have to work too hard when you're trying to dilute it. That should be fine. I've been told that 40 stirs is all that it takes to dilute a cocktail. That may or may not be true. It's really sort of more art than science for me. I basically just I keep my fingers on the outside of the glass to see when I'm beginning to feel condensation, when it's nice and cool, and usually I'm totally fine with that. Great. I do recommend using a large ice cube for this. It does look the nicest. Ours is a little cloudy. If you want to clarify yours, you should use boiling water when you're freezing the ice. And I do think that we should be traditional with our garnish, which in this case is an orange twist. We're going to be zesting the twist onto the glass to make sure that we get orange oil onto the cocktail. And in order to do that, we put our middle finger and thumb on the outside of the twist and use the index finger to zest it forward. And then you'll more often than not find there's still some of the oil that's sticking to the edge of the peel, so we just rub that on the inside. Now, Negronis not only taste fantastic, but they also look beautiful. So definitely take a moment to breathe in the wonder of it all. And if you've done it right, it'll be very, very delicious. And that's how we make our infused Negroni.